Hello, preppers. Pastor back with you again. It is September 9th, and we are approaching the observance of the 10-year anniversary of the attacks on the World Trade Centers, the Pentagon, and the attempted attacks on the nation's capital, being the White House or the Capitol building. And as we approach 9/11, I wanted to do this video as an observance or a remembrance of those, because really I'm pretty frustrated with the way things are being handled in New York, Washington, and really a lot of other entities in this nation. The way they're handling the 9/11 incidents, and those that died and gave their lives in the attack that took place. Just as a quick recap, on September 11, 2001, there were a series of 4 coordinated suicide attacks against targets in New York and Washington, D.C. On that morning, 19 terrorists from the Islamist militant group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 passenger jets. The hijackers intentionally crashed 2 planes into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. Both towers collapsed within 2 hours. Hijackers crashed a 3rd plane into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. When passengers attempted to take control of the 4th plane, which was United Airlines Flight 93, it crashed into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The actions of passengers and crew members on that airline on Flight 93 prevented it from reaching its intended target in Washington of either the Capitol building or the White House. In all, nearly 3,000 people died that day. 3,000 Americans. John chapter 15 verse 13 says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." Now Jesus said that to his disciples, prophesying his death on the cross. But it is applicable in any situation where people voluntarily give themselves and allow themselves to be taken for the benefit of others. On September 11, 2001, a total of 411 emergency workers who responded to the scene of the World Trade Centers died trying to rescue people and trying to fight fires. In the New York City Fire Department lost 341 firefighters and 2 paramedics. The New York City Police Department lost 23 officers. The Port Authority lost 37 officers. 8 emergency medical technicians and paramedics from private services and private units were killed that day. This weekend we observed the 10th anniversary of this attack, and there's no room for firemen or law enforcement or rescue workers or EMTs at the site in New York City, and all the seats are full. They have to make special arrangements for a later ceremony to involve these folks. That's a shame. In all honesty, it's nauseating. It's nauseating that the very people who willingly take on the responsibilities of these jobs are being placed as second-class citizens in a scenario that their comrades gave their lives for. The National Cathedral is hosting a call to compassion to commemorate 9/11. But there's no room for evangelical Christians there. Some may say, well, I'm trying to pick a fighter. I've got a bone to pick. Yeah, I've got a bone to pick, all right. I've got a big bone to pick. The days immediately following the attack of 9/11, our churches were full of people crying out to God, praying For once, even all of the politicians in Washington seem to actually agree on something and gather and truly seek God's face in prayer. And yet today they don't have room for an evangelical Christian, but they can cater to some of the other groups that they're catering to. Things like this don't sit well with me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've got a real sore spot for this. I've got a real sore spot for our troops that are defending our nation, and I hear them being slaughtered and torn apart on national television with media groups and people that will resort to name calling and finger pointing, and they will use the troops and the military to hide behind, or they will hold them as political hostages in some kind of a Capitol Hill chess game. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I do want to tell all of the emergency workers out there that you're appreciated. I want to tell those that may have loved ones that perished on September 11, 2001. They did not die in vain. They are remembered. They are remembered by true Americans. What has happened to 9/11 has been nothing short of a perversion of the truth. There are politicians and pulpiteers, people who seek political correctness, that should be ashamed of their behavior and ashamed of the stances that they take or that they refuse to take. We need leadership with backbone in elected offices and in pulpits across this country. People that will still call wrong, wrong, and right, right, and understand and be willing to accept the fact that it hurts feelings, it steps on toes, and those that are guilty of being called wrong are not going to like it. In either case, on 9/11, I want the folks out there that watch Prepper's Pastor, my channel, to understand that I care about you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for everything you have done. Thank you to the troops out there who are keeping our country safe and are giving us the freedom that we enjoy. And we do want to thank God, most of all, for the liberty and the freedom that He is giving still in this nation, to be able to speak the truth, preach the truth, and be able to discuss the meaningfulness that's there for preparing for the difficult days that we're being led into and we're being taken into. Thank you, Preppers. I hope this weekend is as solemn and as sincere to you as it is to me. God bless you.